Welcome home to USA Global TV and Radio. Ours is a place where dreams take flight, voices are heard, and stories are shared. This is where cultures meet, connections are formed, and ideas are transformed into action. This is your destination for authentic storytelling, diverse perspectives, and meaningful conversations. We're where global stories unite and bridges are built beyond all borders. Discover our world of education, entertainment, hope, and inspiration. Together, we're building bridges worldwide. Subscribe to our USA Global TV channel and download our USA Global TV app. Be our guest or join our team. Visit usaglobaltv.com. With heartfelt thanks to our executive producer, Dr. Jacalyn Kerbeck, music scored by Yifei Tang from Cloud Road Music, creative direction by Paul Garcia, and I'm Al Cini, and I'm very proud to be part of the USA Global TV and Radio family. So join us here at USA Global TV and Radio. Make us your home for global connection. All rights reserved. This video and its contents are the exclusive property of USA Global TV and Radio. Unauthorized use, duplication, or redistribution in any form is strictly prohibited. Thank you for being a part of our global community. Let's inspire together.
Hello and welcome to USA Global TV and Radio, where we provide world-class education, hope, inspiration and entertainment. Our show today is A Woman's Prerogative in partnership with E360 TV. Today's topic is drowning in clutter. It's not just stuff, it's you. I'm Caroline Hewitt. I'm absolutely thrilled and honoured to be representing Dr. Jacalyn as your host for USA Global TV and Radio's flagship show, A Woman's Prerogative. I'm a TV presenter on the channel and the resident therapist for USA Global TV and Radio. A very warm welcome to all our loyal viewers and our friends at E360 TV. And hello to all of our friends on our usual social media channels, YouTube, Facebook, LinkedIn, and X. Dr. Jacalyn has been awarded with the very coveted award from YouTube, which is the Silver Creator Award, having achieved over 100,000 YouTube subscribers. We have over 106,000 YouTube subscribers on our first channel and over 35,000 on our second channel. A very big thank you to all of our subscribers. I am joined today by Reverend Lydia Fujuris. She comes in all the way from Canada and she is our resident panelist. Lydia Fujuris, she is a TV presenter in her own right. She also hosts the French show, which she has just launched in this last month. She is an author of bilingual self-help. She's a registered nurse and an intuitive and spiritual healer. She has invented Miracle Miss, which is patent pending, and she's also an advocate for free rise. Please welcome Reverend Lydia Fujuris.
Thank you for having me.
Hello, Reverend Lydia. Thank you very much for joining us tonight. Please do share with our viewers a little bit about who you are and how you help and how you work.
Well, I work with my books 111 in Reflection for Thy Earth Odyssey. So I create programs to help them. I'm a reverend, so I do some weddings. And what I do is that I help in healings because I work with the energy. That is pretty much what I do. And I help immigrants integrate Canada because it is very important to help them be welcome in Canada. So this is pretty much what I do. And country manager for Canada for USA Global TV and Radio. So thank you.
Sorry, I've just realised that I've been on mute. My apologies. I'm Caroline Heward. I'm known as the Harley Street Stress Expert, and I help people bust their stress. How do I do that? I work with root cause therapy and chakra psychology, how the mind and body connects and what happens to the person physically, emotionally, mentally, behaviourally when there's an imbalance. And the imbalance is the symptom. Whatever the symptom is they're complaining about, whether it's a physical ache and pain, whether they're not sleeping, whether there's a relationship that's not working. That is how the stress is manifesting in their life. And I help the person by identifying in their blueprint, the original cause, the root cause of what's created the behavioural or the physical, emotional, mental ache and pain. I also do talks online, and I do lunch and learn for companies, both face-to-face and online, and I do talks for businesses as well. I'm also a resident therapist, and I have a Talking Heads show once a month, and this month's show is on Tuesday rather than Thursday this week, and it is tomorrow, and we're looking at why we're not dealing with symptoms. Is the pill the answer, or are we covering up what's really there? So let's move on to our topic. And joining us is the wonderful Reverend Lydia Fujirius, Drowning in Clutter. It's not just stuff, it's you. When I was thinking about clutter and talking about this, I was sorting out boxes that I hadn't unpacked, boxes of clothes that I hadn't unpacked, and sorting out things that, because I've been sitting there for 2 years, I had to wash a lot of the clothes, and that was really difficult. So generally we think about clutter as physical mess, piles of paper overflowing, wardrobes, storage that we never open, and that was certainly me. But clutter shows up in very different ways. It shows up in our relationships, in old emotions, outdated identities. I certainly cleared a lot of clothes that I used to wear in corporate that I know no longer have any need for or use for. Identities, stories we tell ourselves, who we are, what we need. It costs us surrounded by what we no longer serves us. It's not just about the stuff, it's about us. So we're going to explore tonight what it means to let go and create space for who we are becoming. So my first question to you, Reverend Lydia, is thinking about clutter. We mainly think about stuff, but what does it mean to you when you think about the word clutter? And what else what might we be carrying, and why is it weighing us down?
Clutter to me is not really stuff, it's feelings. People clutter themselves with feelings, negative feelings, and they clutter their life with it. So they do not clean their slate and have all these negative feelings, but a slate has to be cleaned every single day and take away the clutter. I do that every single day, so I think the clutter is pretty much the emotions.
That's a really interesting perspective, Reverend, because I first heard the term clutter in terms of personal when I was selling my first home in London. And when I had estate agents coming to view the property, I had a lot of ornaments and knickknacks and bits and pieces around my beautiful London apartment. And I was advised by one of the estate agents to say, get rid of the clutter so we can take clean photographs. And I just thought, whoa, I didn't think of it as clutter. You know, these are ornaments and awards and just things, you know, that are personal to me, and you know, fountains and plants. And she said, leave the plants, but I want you to clear everything off all the surfaces. And I felt a little bit indignant about the fact that she was referring to it as clutter. What are your thoughts about what I've just shared? Because I really did feel, oh my gosh, you know, she's getting very personal. That she was doing her job and I was inviting them in to take pictures of my home to sell. And she was giving me advice from her perspective of what would sell my home. What are your thoughts about my feedback and how I responded?
Well, I would have responded the same because in my home in town, I have an apartment with a lot of decorations. So it would be called cluttered. And where I live with my spouse in the country, there is absolutely no clutter. It is so very simple. So we are very different on those two sides. He does not like anything. It took me a whole year to actually be able to put some picture frames on the wall because there was nothing, not even a picture frame on the wall. So I am the same like you when it comes to decoration, which I think is beautiful, but my spouse thinks the opposite.
It's
So to
fascinating,
each his
isn't it?
own. Yes.
And I had candles and ornaments, and I've got a lot still in the boxes that I've still got to find homes for and room for. And I've actually got a home now that's twice the size, and I have a lot of books, and I can't get rid of the books. I'm really holding on to the books because I've spent all of my life in study, and I even found when I was unpacking the stuff in the bedroom, books from school books from my first year. And I can't believe how I'd stored it and didn't even realize I had kept hold of them. Cookery books with recipes. And I'm considering, why have I held on to this? And my view is, when I was clearing stuff out, I still haven't got rid of the school books yet, is that it's very much part of who I've been and my identity. It's been very much part of my journey. And that's probably why I've held on to it, because it was meaningful. What are your thoughts about that? Because I still haven't been able to let go of those books. I've put them back in the box and I thought, I'll deal with that another time. I've dealt with the clothes. That was easy. I don't fit into any of them. But I found it very difficult to get rid of the books. And that's textbooks, that's my own school books and my college books and theory books. And I have a lot of reference books. What do you think about the fact that I'm holding on to all this educational type book references?
I understand because I am the same. I have all my education books from when I became a nurse. So I have all my reference books. I have pretty much the books of pretty much all my life. So I have several libraries in my home. And I I understand why you hold on to things, because we hold on to memories at the same time. I hold on to an empty bottle of perfume that belonged to my grandmother. That empty bottle is so very important to me. If I were to have a fire, I'd get the bottle of perfume out first. So this is something that is personal. It is a personal view. No one can actually understand us, and that is the way it is.
That's fascinating, that something so insignificant to someone else can mean so much. And this is exactly the point of why we hold on to things, because it's more emotional from what you've just described, and psychological, what that means. So we give meanings to things that we keep. We give meanings to what we don't keep. I remember when I filed for divorce and found out that my then husband was having an affair, I took down all of our pictures and I was about to throw them in the bin. I said, if you want the frame pictures, take them. I don't want them. And I was very brutal about it. I was extremely defined when I said all of this goes. And it was easy. I wasn't trying to hold on to anything. And it was very liberating to do that, to just let go of everything. Obviously, I was still living in the same home that we had, our marital home. So that was challenging. But I let go because it was too painful to hold them. And suddenly the energy changed in the room. When I let go of all the pictures and the paintings, it felt freer somehow. Do you have any thoughts to make or comments to make about the fact that I suddenly felt like I could breathe. I got all these wedding pictures around me, and suddenly I felt that, oh my gosh, I can breathe.
I did exactly the same. When I divorced, I took all the wedding pictures, all the pictures of he and I everything was in the bin. No regrets, no nothing, no souvenirs, no nothing. Everything that had to do with the wedding flower, everything went in the bin, and I did not regret 1 minute. So you see, it is. I only keep what is positive, what actually brings me joy. So that was not going to bring me any joy. So I keep what makes me happy, and I throw away or give away what makes me unhappy. That is the way I function.
It's really interesting that we both have similar views, isn't it? But I'm sure that other people don't hold on to things, and so they live in a very uncluttered and a sparse way in terms of the way that they live in their home. I've seen many sparse homes where it's just the functional furniture and the functional things. I've got, intricate lamps and, ornate things around, which I still have to find a home for everything. But do you think that clutter, and we're talking about things here, is some form of control or safety or identity?
I do think, yes, it is an identity. It is the way we identify ourselves. My home is decorated in some kind of Italian, British style. And I am pretty much like that. And when someone comes in my home, they understand everything about me when they come and they see my home. So that is pretty much my home tells my life. That is the way it is. My home is a museum, but it tells my life.
Mine is too. I have lots of Victorian things and things from the 18th century, like plant pots. I have a lot of plants which could be considered as clutter. But, a lot of people say to me when they come into the living room, particularly, wow, because of all the different things. There's candles, there's Buddhas, there's all sorts of, spiritual type things, little fairy lights. And it is an extension of me. And I think that's what our home usually is, an extension of ourselves. When we come back, we're just about to go to a break. When we come back, we're going to look at the relationship. We've looked at the physical. We're going to look at the emotion, the relationship, and the mental and even spiritual reasons why we're holding on to things. So we're just about to go over to a short break. Thank you very much for your amazing and insightful shares, Reverend Lydia. Let's go over to a short commercial break. Maybe not. Okay, let's continue then. Maybe we're not.
Get ready to wear the brand that's changing the world of media. Introducing the official USA Global TV and Radio online store. From our TV show hosts to our incredible global guests, you asked, we delivered. Rep your appearance with pride. Whether you've been on air, hosted a show, or tuned in, we have something just for you. Visit us at usaglobaltvradioshoп.myspreadshop.com and start shopping today. Check back frequently. We're dropping fresh new designs all the time. Showcase your role in our global community. These designs celebrate your voice, your story, your presence. It's more than just merchandise. It's a movement of hope, inspiration, education, and elevated listening. Head to usaglobaltvradioshoп.myspreadshop.com. Your spotlight awaits. USA Global TV and Radio. Elevate your style. Elevate the world.
Hello and welcome back to USA Global TV and Radio, a woman's prerogative, in partnership with E360 TV. We have been exploring drowning in clutter. It's not just stuff, it's you. And we're going to continue with some interesting conversation with our wonderful full-time panelist, Reverend Lydia Fujiris. Please welcome back Reverend Lydia Fujiris.
Hello.
Welcome back. If you missed us on the first part, we've been sharing some very insightful and interesting perspectives on drowning in clutter. And it's not just stuff, it's about you. We left just before, and if you missed it, please do check back on the replay. If you're here on the live, welcome back. We were just about to launch into the types of clutter. We were looking at physical clutter in our first part just before the break. And now I want to look at, you did mention a few things in terms of emotion, but I really want to dig down into the emotional, the relational, the mental, and even spiritual clutter. And which type of clutter do you see people struggle with the most, Reverend Lydia?
They struggle with the emotional clutter. They have grudges and they keep those grudges. They keep them as if they are relics, but they do not know how to get rid of them. And there are many ways to get rid of grudges, because when someone has a grudge, they are the prisoner. So it is so much better to get rid of emotional problems. They are the ones that are prisoner. So I will suggest 2 or 3 ways to get rid of them.
Thank you, Reverend Lydia. I'm in agreement with you. Even though I talked extensively about the fact that I have a lot of stuff, I would say that our emotional clutter is something that keeps us locked in our past. It's something that keeps us from moving forward in relationships, friendships. And if we've had a difficulty somewhere in a relationship, it's never surprising when you speak to somebody and you know that they've had difficulty in relationships, because they're still talking about relationships they had difficulties in and talking about it as if it's just yesterday and they split up maybe 5 years ago, maybe 10 years ago, maybe 20 years ago. And it's still, when you're speaking to them and listening to what they're saying, it's almost as if they're still in it. It's almost as if it's just happened not very long ago and it's recent. And I feel that people get locked and it's almost as if they're still in that relationship because they're talking about it as if it's still there. And they are, because in the mind, it becomes real. And so they are emotionally and mentally trapped in a relationship that they're actually not physically in. What are your thoughts about that, Reverend Lydia?
Well, this is exactly what is happening. That is the way it is. What I suggest is that someone that is in such an emotional state towards someone, to start with, stop talking about them. Stop talking about the situation, because you have to forget at some point you're a prisoner. Second of all, you can write a letter without sending it ever, by the way. You write a letter with all that you have against that person and what you did to hurt that person also. And then you burn the letter and then you leave it. You let the energy take care of it. And you will see it does not take a while. It takes 2-3 days and you just forget about the situation. As odd as it seems, it works. Or you take the bay leaves. You write the name of the person on a bay leaf, and you burn the bay leaf, and it works also. And
those were amazing insights. Thank you so much for sharing those rituals, Reverend Lydia. I was smiling because I've met this concept of writing a letter and burning it, but I'd be afraid of setting fire to my house. so I haven't done that. Or some people have mentioned that I've trained with that you burn a letter outside. I didn't have an outside when I was in London. So when I went to fire ceremonies, I always thought that they were amazing, that, you could put all of the negative stuff into a stick or what represented all the difficulties, and then you would put it into the sacred fire. One of the things that I do is that I physically, emotionally, mentally, and spiritually let go. I learn the lesson. I learn what the wisdom is from that situation. What did I learn from that experience or that person or that friendship or that situation? And when I take the wisdom from it, that was the piece that I needed to take in order to be able to let go. And we're all here learning, exploring, experiencing. And I feel that when we take the wisdom, and that's the prefaces that I use, that what is it that I'm learning from this experience? What is it that I will do differently next time? What is it that I have grown from? How will I change from this experience? Because I don't want to experience the same thing again, so I want to learn from it. And so I feel that life is almost a series of revolving doors that we go in and out the same doors until we learn the wisdom. What do your views on the wisdom from experiences and situations that are difficult?
That is why we have to embrace every situation, good or bad. That is because we gain wisdom from them. So people that tell me, do you want to be 20 years old again? I say, no way. I am so happy to be the way I am now because I have more wisdom and I would not start over again. So that is the way life is. And that is the fact is that it is beautiful to age because we gain wisdom. And people do not understand that aging brings wisdom, but we have to admit that some people never gain any wisdom, whatever age they have. We have to admit that one. But usually we get wisdom from aging and from going through situations. And life is like the Olympic Games. Everyone wants to have the gold medal. So that is it.
Thank you, Reverend Lydia. I'm glad that you share with my wisdom side of things, because I'm always looking for, what did I learn from this so it doesn't happen again? What is it that I need to take from this so I don't repeat the same experience? Because I don't want to keep repeating experiences that are not good. So what does it cost us, this clutter, whether it's physical, whether it's emotional, whether it's a situation? So what's the impact that from holding on for our mental health, for our relationship, or for our growth? If we're holding on to something, how does it impact us?
Well, the way it impacts us is that it takes away our peace of mind. So if we actually hold on to negative, it will take our peace of mind. But if we only keep what is positive, we will be happy campers. That is the way it is. So if we decide take the good side of things, we will be happy. If we decide to hold on to negative feelings, negative objects, negative whatever, we will be unhappy. So we have a choice every single day. Will I be happy? Will I be unhappy? It is easy to make a choice. We should choose to be happy every single day. So if there is something negative, you get rid of it. That is all. You solve it and it is over. You just throw it off. That is all. There's nothing to do.
Thank you, Reverend Lydia. I so agree with you. But what about the people, like your clients that come to you, that are holding on to a grudge or an argument that they had with their sibling or with their parent or with a best friend, and they're still holding on to it a week later, 2 weeks later, a year later, 5 years later, 10 years later, and they bring it up in a conversation. You did that 20 years ago. What is it? How do you respond to that when you have no idea that you've done something, that you've upset someone, and then like 10, 15, 20 years later, they bring it up? What would you do? Because there are some people that live like that, and they live in that space of no peace of mind. And my personal view is that they're holding the hot rock of anger and upset, and the other person doesn't even know anything about it. What are your thoughts?
Well, those are the ones that have cancer, that have all kinds of diseases that cannot be solved because they hold on to negative feelings. So if someone has done something that you think offended them, well, that is their problem. If they cannot get rid of it, and it's most of the time, it, it's absolutely nothing. It's just a detail. And sometimes, I always say people stumble on the carpet. That is all. Just forget it, move on. And if they cannot move on, well, they do not deserve to be in your life. That is all. You want your peace of mind? Well, discard of those people. You do not need them. They do not bring anything.
Thank you, Reverend Lydia. Really insightful. What about if it's a family member and they're giving you a hard time and they're forcing you to keep bringing up the arguments of something that's happened in the past, and they're treating you did this, you did that, and they're talking about something that happened a long time ago. And it's difficult because you've moved on, but they're bringing you back, and it's not you, it's the other person. What is your suggestion in terms of how do you respond to that, in terms of finding your own peace and giving them some peace of mind as well?
We can answer, and what about you? You never made a mistake? We can just ask them. They ask us a question, they tell us something. We can ask a question to a question. You did this, you did that. Okay. And what did you do? What did you do in return? So let's have a discussion. Let's have an open discussion and solve it. And that would be the last discussion. Let us solve the matter once and for all. You are angry. Let you be angry as much as you want. I can let you have the fit of your life. I'm okay. I will listen to you, but there is a price to pay. You will listen to me also. So that is a two-way lane. So they have to understand that if they keep on moving towards that situation, you are allowed to play the tango with them. So that is a game. They want to dance that game? No problem. You learn to dance with them.
I love your insight to that, and people are struggling in relationships with siblings, with family, and with friendships. And when it's almost like you're treading on eggshells and you don't know what to do because you don't know when you say something that's going to make them explode. And it's for whatever reasons are going on in their life. You have no idea why they're saying what they're saying because you don't know what's going on, what they're thinking about, and what's happening in terms of their emotions. And sometimes we can be the punch bag that somebody just decides to punch out and say, you did this, you did that. And it's very difficult. And I've got a suggestion if you don't want to get into that. I call it the tennis match. You did this, you did that. To listen and go silent and decide what's yours to deal with. So what it is that, what you take ownership on and what's theirs. And don't take on their stuff. Don't take on the significance of their stuff, because that will keep being offloaded onto you. So my suggestion is, yes, it's important to understand why something has gone wrong, but then it's also then important to find a place of peace within the relationship or the situation. Otherwise, it'll keep being brought up. And I know that there are many people in difficult relationships that keep bringing up something. You did this, you did that. And it could be 6 months ago, a year ago, 5 years ago. And it's not necessary. We live in the moment that we're in. So I just have one very quick question because our show is coming to an end. Paperwork and emails. I'm a bit of a fan of this. I keep all the paperwork, and until I left, I didn't throw anything away because I wasn't sure what to throw away, and I threw lots away because it was so old. So there's this phrase, maybe one day I might need that. And now we've gone very digital and very electronic. Why do you think that people hold on to emails and paperwork as well as old goals?
That is a question that I cannot answer because I do that. I hold on to emails, even if I never go back to read them, I hold on to emails. I probably am afraid that I will miss something or that I will have to respond to something. I know I have a specific angry email that I never responded to. And sometimes I go back to that angry email I received. And it makes me wonder. But at the same time, I never answered. So I did keep the email, but at the same time, I never did anything about it. So I do hold on to emails, good or bad. I hold on to them, except spam.
Well, one of my email systems, literally under the weight of the emails, fell over. It's a long time ago, and I feel very uncomfortable about the fact that there were many emails because I was on many different circles of newsletters that I didn't even go into them. And just like you, it was just in case I might need that. Just in case. So it's, I think that's something that, we think that might be valuable. But I know many other people that are very tight and stringent with their emails, and they just get rid of them if they're not necessary. So we are now at the end of our show. Please, Reverend Lydia, share how people can contact you and the best way to reach you.
Okay. People can reach me on WhatsApp at 1-514-582-6882. I am always open to do some guided imagery with them on Zoom or a program to help with my books. I am also an intuitive healer, so I can help them heal also. And you do not have to see me. I can do it through Zoom also. There is no problem. And if they are in Canada, in the province of Quebec, I can perform a wedding. So I'd be happy. And I'd be happy for people that speak French to listen to my podcast once a month. So thank you very much.
Thank you, Reverend Lydia. For me, you can reach me on No More Stress at live.co.uk or call if you're international +44. If you're local, 07523 120 189. You can follow me and connect with me on LinkedIn and Facebook. And you can even search for all of my shows. If you put my name in and YouTube, all of my shows will come up from USA Global TV and Radio. You can also go to USA Global TV and Radio and do a search for Talking Heads and A Woman's Prerogative, and all the shows will be there. And I look forward to seeing you tomorrow for my Talking Heads episode. So we have been exploring the wonderful topic of clutter, drowning in clutter. It's not just stuff, it's you. Our conclusion to this is letting go isn't about tidying up. It's about freeing up, freeing ourselves from outdated attachments, unprocessed emotions, fear, or change. Whether it's stuff, situations, people that's weighing you down, it might be time to ask, what am I afraid to do without this? Because letting go isn't loss, it's liberation. Here's to a lighter and freer you. I look forward to seeing you next week. Thank you so much, Reverend Lydia, for being our full-time panelist and for amazing shares. Thank you very much to Dr. Jacalyn for all of the whizzy effects behind the scenes. Please download our app, USA Global TV and Radio, and be part of the global family, bringing hope, education, inspiration through storytelling. I look forward to seeing you next week, 7 p.m. British Summer Time, which is 2 p.m. Eastern Time. Bye-bye for now, and thank you all for listening, whether you're on the live or the replay. And over to our sponsors.
In a world Craving connection. One platform dared to dream bigger. USA Global TV and Radio, a beacon for global voices, authentic storytelling, and elevated listening. Led by visionary Dr. Jacalyn Kerbeck, the journey from a spark to a global force is now captured in one inspiring book. Honored with YouTube's Silver Creator Award for surpassing 100,000 subscribers. Discover the evolution, the challenges, the triumphs, and the unstoppable spirit that created a global movement. Executive producer Dr. Jacalyn Kerbeck. Music score by Yeffy Tang. Creative director Paul Garcia. This video and its contents are the exclusive property of USA Global TV and Radio. Unauthorized use, duplication, or redistribution in any form is strictly prohibited. Now an Amazon #1 new release in paperback and ebook. Broadcasting Brilliance, the evolution of USA Global TV and Radio, is inspiring readers around the world. Join the movement that's redefining global media one story at a time.
USA Global TV and Radio, home of the YouTube Silver Creator Award, proudly presents Just the Thing for Your Ring, introducing the patented Ring Thing. Your premium personal ring holder to keep your ring safe, nearby, and avoid loss.
The Ring Thing just got smarter. Add your logo and an NFC tag that opens to your website with one tap. Waterproof, inner padding, and now a forever business card.
Just the thing for your ring. Scan the QR code seen here to learn more about Ring Thing or place your order. Follow Ring Thing on Instagram at ring_thing_ or go to our website ringthing.com. Meet Red O'Loughlin, TV show host, presenter, and author.
Howdy all, Red O'Loughlin here. I'm a TV host on the USA Global TV and Radio Network.
Red has 3 weekly shows every Thursday.
I've been a TV host now with USA Global probably maybe just a little over 3 years. Probably, I know for sure 250, 300 shows.
Join Red on the Corner Bookstore.
The Corner Bookstore is one where we talk to authors, publicists, publishers, editors, cover designers, anybody associated with the writing and authoring book production business. If you have somebody in that area, I can help you with regard to getting your book done, getting it published, working with you on a cover. A lot of things I can help people with, and I have probably maybe published over 40 books for people so far.
Join Red on The Wise Ones.
On The Wise Ones, I'm looking for entrepreneurs, business owners, people who have wisdom, lessons learned over time that they can share with others. So please go to usaglobaltv.com, sign up, and join me there.
Book your session on usaglobaltv.com. Join Red on Talking Heads.
On Talking Heads, I take my experience. I fell in love with chemistry many years ago, got a degree in it, got an invitation to Vietnam, never practiced chemistry per se. But I did get a chance when my wife was going through chemo to get back into the chemical end of things. I started looking for cause and effect relationships. I had been working at a company doing cause and effect analysis on failures in the field on various products that we made. So I said, why not look at the cellular structure in the body? The chemicals are chemicals. They do certain things. So I take my knowledge of chemistry and research. I write about it. I speak about it. I have over 1,000 original content articles on LinkedIn, most of them dealing with some aspect of health or wellness. I speak on that topic quite often, and the Talking Head show is one that I concentrate my knowledge of health and wellness on in order to help people.
Red is a distinguished Toastmaster.
As a distinguished Toastmaster, I help people get their speeches developed. The Presentation is something that I critique all the time with Toastmasters. It's one of those skills that I have. I can easily help you on that one. So from a position of writing, publishing, book coach, speaking, and being a keynote speaker at an event or virtually, depending on how things work out. But those are the things that I can help people with. And I have 3 shows every week here on the USA Global TV and Network. And please join me when you can. Appreciate it. Bye now.
Here are some of the books that Red has written and published. Contact Red at redolaughlin.com.